Great guys, welcome. Welcome to yoga. So nice. So just landing, it's been so glorious, the weather the last few days. So just feel that in your body right now, the sense of just the temperature of the room that you're lying in. Or perhaps the sense of the temperature between your toes. The sense of the temperature in the points of contact, so maybe the backs of your knees or your groin or your armpits or around your neck or behind your ears, or just notice between your fingers and your elbows. Just notice the points of contact, the way your body touches the floor, or the backs of your knees, or the backs of your calves, your thighs, your bum, your back, or just the soles of your feet and your back. I just really appreciate that, there's times of the year where we have socks and jumpers and blankets and it's still not warm enough. And then now it's like balmy and you're in shorts and it's just really nice. It's always very nice to really appreciate that which we have, the wellness and the resources of this moment. And there's always something that, isn't it? It's like, oh, it's too hot, or the ground is really dry, or oh, and this, but actually it's something that we do. We're always looking for the thing that we don't like about something. Whereas, that practice of cultivating the resource or the wellness or the gratitude is really acknowledging, identifying, and cultivating an appreciation of that which is really good and great at any given moment. So as you feel into your body right now, as you feel into the temperature of the day, as you sense into the beginning of June in your body, how is that in this moment? And feel it as sensations, as present time, something in your body right now. Noticing the layers of it. What are the layering of this moment? Can you feel your clothing? Can you feel where your skin is exposed to the air? Can you get a sense of just the layers of this moment in your body? Welcome, Shannon. Nice. And then, is there something that you want to acknowledge? Maybe you had a big dinner, or maybe you feel a bit upset in your belly, or maybe you have a pain somewhere, or something that is a little bit vulnerable that you need to mind. Just notice, is there anything that you want to acknowledge? That it isn't, orienting towards wellness, orienting towards resource isn't you don't ignore what's not feeling great. You just cultivate a really open view of the balance between the two. So is there anything that feels a little bit vulnerable that you need to just pay attention to tonight as you move? And then just notice the expression on your face. So your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyes, your cheekbones, the expression around your mouth, your nose, your jaw. Sense of the front of your throat, the back of your neck. How is it in your body right now, in your face right now? Do you feel very spacious and relaxed, or is there contraction? Is there an expression of some kind on your face? Yeah, so as you lie here, where is your resource? Where is your sense of wellness in your body? Where, when you feel into it, you think, there feels just so great, and I so appreciate the okayness and the wellness of that part of my body, or that layer of me. Just notice. Great, nice. So today we're going to be working on twisting. We're going to twist in every direction that we can. So come and lie on your back with your knees bent, you probably are. And just bring your arms either long beside you, or you can have your hands resting on your belly. And as we always do, just flatten your lower back down and draw it backwards into the floor. And then arch and breathe into your belly as you arch. And then pull your lower back down and flatten into the floor. And then arch and breathe into your belly. And so as you flatten down and really imprint your lower back into the floor, and then as you arch and create a space between your lower back and the floor, just acknowledge the sensations of your spine, of your belly, of your hips, and just feel into them. Just notice all that there is in this moment. Is there something that you haven't noticed before? Is there something that you overlook and that you can feel right now? What can you sense in your body as you arch, as you flatten? Nice. And then flattening down into the floor, then just tilt your pelvis from left to right. So you lift one hip off the floor, one bum off the floor, and then lift the other off the floor. But you're not rocking your knees from side to side. You're tilting your pelvis from left to right. So you're just lifting one bum off the floor, and then you're lifting the other bum off the floor, and your knees are staying more or less centered as you do that. Nice. And then roll like there's a clock on the back of your pelvis, keeping your feet on the floor as you roll. Noticing that rolling through the spine, and then rolling the other direction. Nice. And dropping both knees down to the right. Get a sense of the deep of your belly, the hips, the sides of the waist. This is the first twist of the class. There will be many more. And then back up to center, and then drop both knees down towards the left. And just feel that. Where does it catch? Where does it pull? Where does it acknowledge? Where does it meet? And back up to center. And then just rock your knees from side to side. And as you do so, try and become really smooth through the weight of the back of your body. So as you glide from one side to the other side, as you roll from one side to the other side, how do you really sense into the way the back of your body, how you're massaging the back of your body on the floor? Nice. And then we're going to glide. So bring your arms straight out to the side into a cross, and then drop your knees down towards the right and draw the left knee up, and just pause for a moment on the deep of your knee up towards your elbow, and just feel into the depth of the side of your body. Sink a bit deeper, let your knee fall a bit closer to the floor. Nice. And then gliding all the way back, both feet to the floor. Drop both knees down towards the left, and then glide your right knee over, and just pause there. Feeling the depth of the side of your body, let your knee fall a little bit closer to the floor. And then all the way back. And again, just glide from side to side. So drop your knees down to the right, glide your left knee over. And just feel into the movement from side to side. How do you really, this is the beginning of the juicification of the back of the body, the deep of the pelvis, the spine. As you rock from side to side, how do you deeply sense into the feeling of your body? How do you really acknowledge the back of your body, not just the end of the movement, but the whole range? Next time you travel to the right, kick your leg out. So you're now kicking your left leg out towards the right hand, and you're coming back. And then you're kicking your right leg out towards the left hand, and coming back. And every time you kick, try and let your foot rise closer and closer up towards your hand, or above and beyond your hand. So you're trying to extend your leg further and further every time. And then come all the way back to center. Stretch both legs long. So they're both resting out long and on the floor. And then bend your right knee and roll over onto your left side so that your right knee is gliding up towards your left elbow, like we did just a moment ago, but now your left leg is straight and your right knee is up towards your left elbow. And now straighten out your right leg up towards your left hand. So now we're twisting and both legs are straight and we're kicking our right leg over towards our left hand. And then bend your knee, come back to center. Stretch your right leg long, bring it to the floor. Bend your left knee and draw it up towards your chest. And draw your left knee over towards the right. And then kick your left leg up towards your right hand. And bend your knee, come back to center. Stretch your leg long. And do that one more time each side. Bend your right knee and draw it over towards the left. Stretch your right leg long up towards the left hand. Let your foot fall as deep as it can towards the hand. Feel the length through both legs. Bend your knee, come back to center. Stretch your right leg long. And then bend your left knee and draw it up towards you. And draw it over towards the right. And stretch your left leg long over towards the right hand. Bend your knee, come back to center. Both legs long. Nice. Stretch both arms overhead. And stretch down into both toes. And reach into both feet. And as you lengthen through your arms, as you stretch through your legs, just get really long through your body. Stretching long, reaching out to your fingers. And then lengthen a bit more through the right side, stretching through the right fingers, right hand, stretching into the toes. Get a bit longer. And then try and stretch to the left side, stretching into the toes, stretching into your fingers. How do you yawn stretch into the left side? For me, it's like I push the back of my thigh a bit into the floor and I let my legs stretch a bit out and away out of my hip. And just do it again. How do you stretch the right side? And how do you stretch the left side? How do you stretch the right side? I drop my head over towards the left when I'm stretching my right side. And then how do you stretch the left side? I drop my head, I roll my head a bit over towards the right. And come back up to center. Nice. Bring your arms long beside you. Bend the right knee, bend the left knee. And then begin to roll up along your spine. So push both feet down into the floor. And begin to slowly travel up along your spine. As you travel up, pushing up through your hips. And slowly traveling down until you come to the floor. And just feel that as you travel up, rolling up along your spine. And slowly traveling down until you land on the floor. So we're going to synchronize our arms and our hips. So arms are long beside you. And as you slowly begin to lift your hips up, your hands also rise. And then as your hips come to the full expression of them, your arms drop to the floor above your head. And then your arms rise, and then they lower down as your hips lower down. So there's a certain point where your hips stop moving and your arms keep moving. So you can't, there's a lot bigger movement into your arms. So try it again. Lifting your hips up, lift your arms up, rise, and then lower your arms down, lower your hips down. And just find the movement that synchronizes the two together. So for me, as I do this, I really feel the back of my rib cage a little bit more. I feel the deep of my shoulders. And I roll into the back of my rib cage a little bit deeper as I roll up and down along my spine. Just feel that. How do you do this? Rolling up. And rolling down. Right, one more time. Rising up, arms lift and drop overhead. Hips lift. And then hips drop and arms lower all the way down. Nice. And drop your knees wide, bring the soles of your feet together. And just pausing there. Sinking wide into the hips, deepening into the thighs. So really sinking into the full of the deep of the inner thighs. You can have your hands resting on your belly or your hands resting on your inner thighs. And then just gently draw your lower back a little bit into the floor so you have a little bit more tone through the lower back and a little bit more tone through the inner thighs. Just sink into it. So drop your arms overhead till your arms come to the floor above your head. So your arms are either side of your ears and the backs of your hands are resting on the floor. And then close your left knee over till it touches your right knee. And then roll over onto your right shoulder until you're lying on the right side of your body with your arms either side of your ears. Nice. And then drop your left shoulder to the floor, keeping your knees together. And then come back up again. So we're removing the upper body as we do this. So drop your left shoulder to the floor and then reach the left arm out to the side, turn your head. Bring your left arm over your ear and roll onto the right side of your body again. So when I'm resting on the right side of my body, my two knees are together, my ankles are together, my arms are either side of my ears and my palms are together. It's like I'm a side lying with my knees bent. And the only thing that's moving is the left shoulder coming to the floor. And then I reach my left arm long into a cross, turn my head and look down the left arm. And then glide my hand until it's up over my ear and I roll onto the right side again. Just do that a few times so you're really opening the left side of your chest. So as you move, find your sensations of opening the left side of your chest and trying to really drop the left side of your chest down towards the floor and stretch from your waist into your armpit and then roll back up onto the side of your body. So just feel it. Like it's not a certain direction, it's a certain kind of tone. For me, if I keep my arm floating in the air, it creates more connection into the front of my chest as my left arm glides down and then comes back up. It feels slightly ballet-ish. So one more time. Left arm glides down and back, and then come all the way back up. Nice. So roll onto your back, and bring both soles of your feet together, your knees apart. Both arms are either side of your ears, over your head, and then drop both knees down towards the left, and then roll over onto your left side. So you're lying on your left side, and your arms are either side of your ears. And now drop your right shoulder to the floor and reach your arm long beside you. Keep both knees squeezing together and both knees on the floor. And then glide over onto your left side. And so how do you do this? How do you really cultivate a sense of opening the right side of your chest and then come back up? So feel into the side of your body as you do this. How do you open the right side of your chest? And then all the way back. And then the right side of your chest. For me, if my arm acts like kind of a swing, so it swings from beside my ear into a cross, it covers quarter of the circle. And as it does that, I really feel how the front of my chest opens and how my shoulder dives down towards the floor. One more time from wherever you are. Just really feeling the front of your chest open as you do that. Nice. And then bring your back to the floor. Bring your knees wide and the soles of your feet together. And bring your hands to rest your belly and just notice your chest, the sense of your armpits, the front of your arms, the deep of your chest. Just notice, feel it, sense it. Super. Flatten your lower back into the floor. And then keeping the soles of your feet together, lift your feet off the floor and draw your feet up towards your belly. And then lower the baby toes down until they tap the floor lightly. And then draw your feet up towards your belly. And then drop your feet down until the baby toes touch the floor. And then feet up towards your belly. Nice. And so as you do this, see if you can contain or create a sense of connection into your abdominal muscles. So as you draw your knees up, as you drop them down, what are your belly muscles doing as you do this? What is the sense of your inner thighs? So you're just dropping them down, you're lifting them back up. You're dropping them down, you're lifting them back up. You're dropping them down. Nice. Next time you lift them up, reach down, interlock your fingers around your feet. Or if that's very far away, then hold on to your ankles and with your opposite hands and pull your feet towards your belly. And then just pausing there, really widening into your inner thighs. And keep the sense of your abdominal muscles on and then draw your knees wide. And then draw your knees so they squeeze into your arms a little bit. And then draw your knees wide. So your knees are doing butterfly here. How do you move your knees and really cultivate a lengthening of your inner thighs? How do you create some space into your inner thighs as you widen your knees, holding onto your feet? And then squeeze your knees in. Widen your knees. Squeeze your knees in. And one more time. Widen your knees. And squeeze your knees in. And then rock from side to side. Bring your knees down to the right. And the knees down to the left. Knees down to the right. And knees down to the left. Nice. And then you can release your feet. Oh, keep the soles of your feet together and then just draw a circle with your knees. But keep your soles of your feet really glued together. Feel the baby toe edge of your feet are sticking together. The soles of your feet are sticking together. It's really deep contact in the soles of your feet as you roll in a big circle with your feet above your belly. And then circle in the opposite direction. Circling, rolling. Nice. Stretch your legs up towards the ceiling and then reach your arms overhead and just begin to kick your bum up so that your feet come towards your hands above your head. I often say it in class, I just love this. I've told all of you this over time, but I spent a winter time, I had this sheepskin rug. I was living on Henry Street in Galway. I had this sheepskin rug and I spent the entire winter on the phone to this boyfriend in Paris, learning how to lift my bum off the floor and touch the floor above my head. It was just impossible for me in the beginning. And I just kept doing it until I could do it really easily. I just loved it. It was just like, a bit like the summer I learned how to wiggle my eyebrows kind of thing. Great, and now begin to lower your legs down until they begin to travel, maybe to a 45-degree angle. And then kick your legs up until they come to the floor above your head. And just really feel that sense of engaging the abdominal muscles again. So we're just feeling into, what do my abdominal muscles do as I kick, as I travel? Nice, one more time from wherever you are. Super cool. And then flick yourself up and come into soles of your feet together and your knees apart. And then holding onto your ankles, sit up really tall. So you're holding onto your ankles, you're sitting up really tall. And then dropping your head forward, bring your forehead down towards your feet. And then rising up, pull yourself really tall, lengthening upwards. And then drop your head down, draw your forehead down towards your feet. And then pulling yourself upwards. This is so cool. This is the first time I've been able to do this since I broke my leg. This is so exciting. Every once in a while a new movement comes back. I'm like, oh, it's back. Look. Anyway, sorry, I'm having a moment of joy. Lengthening up. And then drop your head down. And coming back up. Nice. One more time. The next time you drop down, pausing there. So as you drop your head forward, you have the sense of really rounding forward. You can push your elbows a little bit into your knees if you wish. You can reach your hands forward and just get a sense of wiggling a little bit forward, rounding forward as you do it. So lift your head up a little bit and then travel with your hands so that your hands are either side of the right thigh, and then drop your head down in the direction of the right knee. So right hand is to the right of your thigh, left hand is to the left of your right knee, and then drop your head to really feel that deepening of your knee, your forehead down. And you're not traveling towards the inside of your knee, you're trying to travel towards the outside of the knee. So you're more traveling in the direction of the right hand. So even look at the right hand and imagine that your nose will come down in the direction of your right hand, and that'll give a little bit more direction. And then stretch your left hand towards the right as well. So reach it out either side of, lengthen out beside your ear And just feel that sense of something really deep through the left side of your body as you stretch your left arm towards the right. Nice, drop your hand down. Walk yourself all the way back to center. Hold on to your shins, sit up really tall, lengthening up. And then drop your forehead down in the direction of your toes or your feet. And then walk your hands over towards the left. Hands are either side of that left knee. And then turn and look at your left hand and imagine that your nose is coming down to the left hand. So just feel that rather than the knee itself, it's a little bit more of a spiral, a little bit more of a twist. And then take your right hand and reach it beside your ear towards the left. Super cool. Come all the way back, holding onto your shins, sitting up really tall, lengthening up. And then drop your forehead down and draw it down towards your feet. Nice, lean back. Stretch your legs straight out in front of you. And then just roll out through your feet. Roll out through your knees, have a bit of a wiggle. And then roll out through your belly. Belly wiggle. A belly circle. And then in the other direction. Super cool. So come into a downward dog. So come all the way into your downward dog. So come in, whatever way you do, come into your downward dog and just find the sense of stretching back through your heels, lengthening into your legs. Have a bit of a wiggle. It's always so lovely landing into a downward dog. When you've made friends with your downward dog, they're amazing. Until that happens, they're pretty grim. So really enjoy the process of either becoming friends with your downward dog or the fact that you're friends and that this is an awesome moment in the class. Whichever one it is, enjoy. And come up onto your toes, draw back into your heels, toes, back into your heels, and toes. And then maybe draw forward a little bit into your plank and push back into your downward dog. Come into your plank, and then your downward dog. Nice, and then bring both knees to the floor. So we're going to do a bit of a sequence. Some of it I'll be doing with you, some of it I'll have to guide you through. So I'm going to try and be as clear as I can. Okay, so it's a sequence of more or less 5 movements all together. Okay, so push back into your downward dog. Come into a plank pose. Bend your knees and sit your bum back into crouching. So crouching is where your knees are near the floor-ish. Your bum is moving back towards your heels-ish. And your body is really long from your hands back into your sit bones. And then step your left foot forward to the outside of your left hand. Pausing there in a long lunge. So your right leg is long, your left foot is to the outside of your left hand. Nice. And then step your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand. Sit your bum down a little bit more so your knee and your bum are the same height, and then look forward and bring your hands into a prayer position in front of your elbows, or in front of your chest with your knees in front of your elbows. And then in your squat, you're in a deep squat right now. Keep your chest lifted, push your fingers into your hands, and then reach up towards the ceiling, reaching up and stretching all the way up to a standing position. So your palms are together, your legs are really straight, and you've reached up towards the ceiling. And then bend your elbows, bring your hands in front of your chest, and then push your chest into your hands and lean forward, deepening down into a deep squat till your elbows land in front of your knees. Bring your hands to the floor, keep looking forward. And now round your back and step the left foot back into a deep lunge. Pause there for a moment. Step the right foot back into a downward dog, pushing back into your downward dog. Nice. Come into a plank pose. Push back into your crouching. Step the right foot forward to the outside of your right hand. Pausing there for a moment in a deep lunge. Left leg is strong, right knee is bent. Step your left foot forward to the outside of your left hand. Look forward Deepen down, so your knees are bending a little bit more, your bum is the same height as your knees. Bring your hands till they rest in front of your chest and your thumbs are pushing into your chest. And then looking forward, rise up and reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Reaching up and stretch through the legs really long, reaching upwards. Nice. Palms together, bend your elbows, push your thumbs into your chest. Keep your chest looking forward as you, or keep your chest looking forward and your head looking forward as you lower down. Bring your elbows in front of your knees, hands to the floor, round your back, step your right foot back. Pause for a moment in a long lunge with the left foot forward, right foot back. And then step back into your downward dog. Have a bit of a wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Super cool. Nice. So from here, step the right foot forward to the outside of your right hand. And then drop your left knee to the floor. Bring your right hand to your right knee. And then just turn your chest towards the right. And then from here, bring your right hand to your hip. And open your right shoulder back more. Pull your elbow back more. So we're doing this twist thing into the chest. You can keep your right hand on your hip, or you can bring your right hand behind your lower back so that it's resting on the left hip. And then drop your right shoulder down until it touches your right knee. And then open your chest towards the right. And as you do this, a bit like we did when we were rolling on the floor, just try and experience the twist in your chest, in your shoulder. How do you twist your chest as you drop your shoulder down to touch your knee? And then pull away. When you drop your shoulder down to your knee. And pull away. Nice. One more time. Shoulder down to your knee. And pull away. Nice. Release your hand. Bring it all the way forward. From here, just stretch out to drop your the left knee's on the floor, so stretch out through the front leg. And get a little bit juicy into the back of that right hip, the right buttock. And then roll out through the right ankle. So draw a big circle with your right ankle. And circle in the other direction. Super. Step back, both knees are on the floor. And then push back into your downward dog. Stretching back into your downward dog. And then step the left foot forward to the outside of your left hand. Drop your right knee to the floor. From here, bring your left hand to your left knee and then turn your chest towards the left. Bring your left hand to your hip. Stay there, or you can sweep your left hand down behind your right hip. And then drop your left shoulder to your left knee. And then twist. Left shoulder to your left knee. Twist. Left shoulder to your left knee. So really experience the twisting of your chest. Where do you mobilize from? Where are you twisting from? Nice. One more time. Shoulder down to your knee. And twist. And then come all the way back to center. Release your hand. Bring it down. Step your knee back. And then just rest for a while into a child's pose, or whatever pose you do that is a resting pose for you. So whatever version of child pose suits you. Make sure your arms are resting where you are. Make sure your wrists are resting where you are. How do you do that? As you rest, as you pause, just feeling your breath into your belly. The breath into the back of the rib cage. Softening of the breath into the shoulders. Wherever you are, just squeeze your shoulders a little bit back. And then round your shoulders a little bit forward. Squeeze your shoulders a little bit back. And round your shoulders a little bit forward. So really just feel that sense of the crinkling of your skin between your shoulder blades. There's this kind of like a squeeze between the shoulder blades where you're squeezing the skin, or even your clothing backwards, and the rounding is stretching between your shoulder blades. And one more time, squeeze your shoulder blades backwards and forward. Great. So if you're sitting up, then just make fists out of your hands and roll your wrists. Or if you're in a child's pose, bring your elbows to the floor and pull yourself back a bit. And just roll out through your wrists. So your elbows are on the floor, so your weight is supported into your elbows. Or if you're sitting upright, then just roll into your wrists. And then roll in the other direction. Nice. So we were looking at this thing, this stretchy thing. So everybody come to sit on your bum with your legs long in front of you. We're going to do that again. It was just really cool. So have your right hand in front of you and open all your fingers, and then just draw a circle like your fingers are open and your hand is just circling. A circle in front of you. And then circle in the other direction. Nice. And then notice the sensation in your wrist, in your forearm as you do that. Same movement but different. Make a fist out of your hand and now roll your wrist in a big circle, really feeling the end of the range of motion. Feel how it's different. There's a different tone and texture into the wrist, and then roll in the other direction. Nice. Left hand. Hand in front of you, fingers are open. Roll your fingers in a big circle, or your palm in a big circle. And then roll in the other direction. It's funny, my hand feels much more disorganized with my hand open. I'm like, la la la. It feels a little bit like wonky as I roll. And then make a fist out of your hand and then roll. It feels much more organized. I feel like I can understand rolling when my hand is in a fist. Whereas the other way around, for me, is a little bit like, I don't know, a bit silly it feels like. Great. So that's good. But we're going to try another thing. So hold on to, with your left hand, hold on to your forearm of the right hand. And then pull it a little bit upwards. So you're almost like you're trying to pull a pair of gloves upwards. So hold on to your forearms and pull upwards. And now make a fist out of your right hand and roll your right wrist. And you feel much more connection and sensation. Just feel that. So often when I say connect your abdominal muscles, this is what I'm asking you to do. Rather than have like a floppy hand, which is like where everything's loose and free, and things are moving, but nothing's sometimes changing. Whereas when we create tone, change to the wrist in the other direction, when we create tone and some tensile connections, then the places that are a little bit tighter, a little bit stuck, actually get accessed. Nice. Other side. Hold on to the left wrist and pull it upwards, make a fist out of your hand. So that sense of the tone, it's a bit like, it's like the edges of the rolling pin, you know, the edge of the pastry. You have to deal with the edges as well, not just the middle, you know. So really feel into your wrist as you do this. There's this sense into it. Keep pulling upwards. Change direction. Nice, and then just shake out your hands. So for me, there's like something very nice about that. Something in my body responds really well to that. And just feel the juiciness of your forearms just there. Very juicy. We'll do the same thing with our calves. So squeeze your calf and then pull your calf a little bit up towards you. Your foot's gonna have to float in the air. And then roll your ankle. And you'll feel like kind of the sense of the bands of tightness. So I know some of you have sprained your ankles in the past. I know who you are. And so as you do this, you'll probably feel a sense of the old injury in your ankle, and then roll your foot in the other direction. So as you pull, you just feel it's like, for me, it's like combing out the fascia or combing out the connectivity in my ankle and my calf. Nice. Point your toe, flex your foot, keep pulling upwards. Point your toe, flex your foot. Nice. And then the other leg. So hold on to your calf, pull it upwards, and then roll your foot in a big circle. Really feeling into the deep of your ankle, the way everything is connected through the calf, the ankle down into the toes, and then roll in the other direction. Really imagining that like it's like hair that you're combing out and you're unknotting things and freeing things up and really creating a field of connectivity around the whole of your ankle. Nice, how cool. Super, and release. So cool. Now come all the way up into your downward dog. So come all the way up. Downward dog, stretching back, and just feel the feet and your hands. How do they feel on the floor? Maybe my hands feel a lot more connected and strong, and my foot feels really good, strong and connected onto the floor. Super. So drop your knees to the floor, step your right foot between your two hands. Keeping your left knee on the floor, rising up, reaching up towards the ceiling, reaching up, rising up, and lean a little bit back, opening through the chest. Nice. Coming all the way down, reach your fingers back towards your hips, And then rising again, reaching up towards the ceiling, rising up, reaching up, leaning a little bit back. And then coming all the way down, reaching back towards your hips, dropping your chest to your thigh. Nice, and again, rising up, reaching up, leaning a little bit back. And then this time, keep your left hand where it is, lower the right hand down and bring the right hand to your right hip. And then reach your left hand as far forward as you can and touch the floor with your left hand. And then reach your left hand up towards the ceiling. And then again, reach your left hand forward as far forward as it'll go. And then up towards the ceiling. One last time. Really find length in your left side, reach it out and forward. And then all the way up towards the ceiling. Now bend your left elbow, bring it to the outside of your right knee, so you're twisting. And you can either keep your right hand where it is on your hip, or you can bring your palms together into a prayer position, or you can just keep your right hand on your hip and your left hand on the outside of your elbow. You can sink your hips a bit deeper, and just twist by drawing that right shoulder deeper and deeper back. You can, if you want, stretch the back leg. The left leg can get long, or just stay as you are. Sinking into it, deepening. Nice. Release the left hand, release the right hand. Stepping back, both knees together. And then just pushing back into your downward dog. Have a bit of a wiggle. Stretching one way, stretching the other way. Stretching one way, stretching the other way. Nice. Drop both knees to the floor. And then step your left foot forward to the front of the mat. So the left foot is forward, your right knee is on the floor, and then slowly rising up, reach your fingers up towards the ceiling. So your left foot is forward and you're rising up in a kneeling lunge, and then bring your hands down, let them reach back towards your hips, and then rising up, reaching up towards the ceiling, and then lowering down your arms, let them reach back towards your hips. So your left foot is forward and you're reaching up, rising up. And then all the way back. And last time, both hands reaching up, rising up. Nice. This time, drop your left hand down, let your left hand come to your hip. And now reach the right hand forward, as far forward as it'll go. And then rising up, create length through the right side. Really lean into that right side as you reach up and look up. So you're creating stretch for the twist. Reach your right hand forward, creating length. And as you rise, feel the leaning into the right side as you surge up and lean up. And again, last time, reach your right hand forward, touch the floor. And then rising up, reaching up. Great. As you come forward, bend your right elbow and bring it down to the outside of your left knee. Stay there or bring your hands into a prayer position. So you're twisting towards the left with your right elbow on the outside of your knee. You can stretch out through the right leg if you wish, or just stay as you are. And just feel that sense of the deep twist in your body. Draw the left shoulder back more. Hand on your hip, sometimes give you a little bit more reference of pulling it back, or maybe not. See what gives you that twist. What is the anchor for you? Sinking, deepening, lengthening. Nice. Release your right elbow, bring both hands to the floor, and then bring, just rounding your back, tuck your chin under, and arching your back, lift your chest, look forward. Rounding your back, tuck your chin under, lifting your chest, and looking forward. That's one more time. Rounding your back, and arching your back. Super cool. So from here, come sit on your bum with your legs long in front of you. Nice. And then bend your right knee and draw the sole of your foot in. So the sole of your foot is resting beside your left thigh. And just find your seat and really feel like you're tall, actually stretch both legs out long and find your seat and really feel the deep of your sit bones, and just reach both hands up towards the ceiling. And as you reach up, as you lengthen up, find a little bit more length through the right side and a little bit more length through the left side. A little bit more length from the right side and a little bit more length from the left side. And then both sides reaching up, and then roll or round forward and drop both hands down either side of your legs and drop your forehead down. Just feel like you're rounding or wiggling into your legs. There recently, my sister was at a class, a yoga class, a few months ago, and she was asking why her hamstrings were so tight. And actually, I got my sister gave me the best reason why hamstrings are tight. It's that when we sit on chairs, we actually really make our hamstrings into like dehydrated leather, because the surface is flat and there's no blood going into the hamstrings, the bum or the back of the thigh, because of the way we're flat on a chair for so long. And so I was like, oh, that's a really great idea. So as you sit here, don't imagine that the floor is flat. Imagine that you are curvy and rounded and you can rock your bum from side to side. So get yourself moving on the floor and use the floor as a frame of reference. So rock your body from side to side. So one way around that is having a kind of a chair that is somehow mobile, or the kind of the cushion of some kind that you're sitting on. A Swiss ball, but they're pretty exhausting to sit on if you're sitting in an office all day long. Something where you're mobilizing the muscles of your legs is an amazing thing. Nice, and then coming all the way up. Nice, find the length in your spine, and then tuck your right foot in towards you and bring the baby toe side of your foot to the floor, and your foot is quite close to your groin, as close as it feels comfortable in your knee. And if it doesn't feel comfortable in your knee, then have your leg out at a 45-degree angle. So all you want is your thigh to be out at a 45-degree angle, whether that's your leg is straight out to the side or your knee is bent and your foot is in towards your groin. See, we all should look really different. It's not that we have to look the same. And then reaching your hands up towards the ceiling, get really tall, and then lower your left hand down beside you so it lands on the floor. And then reach, like the way we did before, reach up through the right side, really leaning up and into the right side, and then reach the right side over towards the baby toe side of the left foot and reach over till your hand is to the outside of your left foot or left leg, and then keep walking your finger forwards. So it's not like you go down, you're going outwards, so you can slide out along that leg. And then just deepen into the whole of the right side of the back of the body. Maybe lean a little bit more into the right bum, into the right side of your waist, into the right shoulder. And you can, if you want, like, where would you look? For me, if I look back towards the left hand, it really deepens me into my neck and shoulders. If that's a good thing for you, then do it. If it isn't, then don't. How do you deepen your neck in a really wholesome way? Slide your hand up along your leg. Super. Stretch your right leg long and then bend your left knee. As you bend your left knee, the sole of your foot is resting in beside your thigh, or your leg is out at a 45-degree angle. Okay. Reach both hands up towards the ceiling, reaching really long, creating length. And then lower your right hand down until it comes to the floor beside you on your fingertips. So I like fingertips, they're much more engaged and active. And then reach and lean up into the left side of your body. And then dive. For me, I feel like I'm diving forward with the rib cage and my armpit. As I dive forward, it's like I'm cutting down towards the right side of my baby toe side of my right foot, and I'm reaching with the blade at the side of my body. And then walk your fingers a little bit further forward and drop your head down. If you want, you can look back towards your right hand if that feels comfortable and wholesome in your neck, or find the direction that you like for you. And just lean into it. Sliding all the way up. And then stretch your left leg long out in front of you. Super. So reach both hands up towards the ceiling. And then drop your left hand down, reach your right hand over. We're going to glide from side to side. Reach your right hand up, lower your right hand down, glide your left hand over. So you're gliding from one side to the other, and you're trying to find the deep of your stretch every time you do it. And try and be graceful, reaching, dynamic into your arms as you glide from one side to the other. So my hand drops down, and then I reach over. My hand drops down to the side, and then I reach over. So my hands kind of feel like some kind of strange dynamic windmill. Can you reach a little bit further every time? Can you drop your head down in the direction of your knee a little bit deeper? Can you reach longer through the back of your rib cage, or what do you feel in the back of your waist? Nice. One more time each side. Super cool. Lovely. So bring your feet wide out as they'll go. If you want to have something seated underneath your bum, you can, or not. See what's right for you. And then reach both hands up towards the ceiling. I'm going to try something similar here, but now we're in a different angle with our legs. So drop your right hand down towards the floor just beside you. So it's maybe a little bit out from your thigh. And then reach long through the left side of your body, and now dive towards the right foot again. But now your right foot's in a different place. So feel that through the left side of your body as you dive towards the outside, the baby toe side of your right leg. Give a bit of weight into the left buttock, into the left leg. Lean into the left side of your body. So you're not traveling towards the right with your weight. You're falling back into the left and into the middle with your weight. So it's almost like you're trying to bring your armpit a bit closer to the floor. You're trying to drop the weight back into your left buttock. Nice. Sliding all the way back up. Stretch both arms up towards the ceiling. Lower the left hand down to beside your hip, and then dive with your right hand all the way over to the outside of your left leg. And then dive. So rather than bringing your weight towards the left, bring your weight back towards the right. So you're really sinking back into the side of the right side of your body, sinking into the bum on the right, the weight of the right leg, maybe connecting into the length of the right side of your body. Nice, and coming all the way up. So this is one of those ones we've done it, all of you have done this one in the past. We're going to dive and we're going to chop our baby toes off a little kind of thing. Okay, so for me, I love bringing my hand behind my back, or you can bring your hand to the floor beside you. So we'll try both. So sweep your right hand behind your back and then dive. So it's like I lift my elbow up, so I create length through the left side of my body, and then I dive down, keeping that length through the left side of my body because I've engaged the left side, and then I dive down towards the baby toe side of my right foot, and then I come all the way back, and then this arm comes behind me, and now my right elbow lifts, and then I dive down. So see which action suits you as you glide from side to side, and kind of, yeah, this is kind of like a swoop down that I kind of feel in this movement. So kind of feel like you're dancing in the movement, or you're connecting to the grace of you. You can bring your hand beside you if you wish, or you can bring your hand behind you. See which one suits you as you glide from side to side, but keep finding the side twisting body, and then the side twisting body. You can also reach the back hand back behind you, so it's reaching away. If that creates more of a dynamic through the shoulder if you wish, or just behind you if you wish. See which one suits you. Creating length, creating connection, and creating strength through the side of the body. Nice, one more time each side. Super cool. Come all the way to center. Bring your hands to the floor in front of you. And then just rock your toes either side. So bring your big toe side down, bring your big toe side down. As you rock from one side to the other, you're trying to bring the opposite big toe to the floor. Nice. And then bring your hands either side of your right thigh. Some of you love this, some of you hate this. I don't know, maybe you all hate it. Then lift your right leg up and work down. And just do that a few times. You're just trying to, either you're doing fish movements where you kick your leg out, or you lift your leg clearly up and down. So the more you can push into your hands, the more your leg will lift. Just feeling that, lifting your leg up and down, up and down. And then we're going to try the other side. We won't stay long on these ones. This is just a short bit. So lift the left leg up and down. Just feel that through the body. How do you lift it? How do you extend it up? Nice. And just for fun, bring both hands to the middle and then both legs up. Up. You guys who are in the dark, I can't see you doing this. Mary, you're doing amazing. The other guys, I have no idea. I hope you're doing it. Nice. And then all the way to center. Great. Bring the soles of your feet together, your knees apart. And as you did in the beginning, just holding onto your shins, sitting up really tall. And then lean your chest more and more forward. So like you pull deeply backwards through your shins and just pull your chin backwards, pull your chest forward, and just create a really deep sense of sitting up really tall. Find your breath. It's very nice to close your eyes for a moment as you create length, as you stretch up through the top of your head. Super cool. Around your back, draw your forehead down towards your toes, your feet. Nice. And coming all the way up. Super. So come all the way up to your downward dog. Pushing back into your downward dog, and just find your way. Have a bit of a wiggle. It's always very nice. Stretching one way, stretching the other way. Stretch the left foot up towards the ceiling. Reaching up. Great stretch from the left baby toe all the way down to the hand on the left. How do you stretch a bit longer to the left side? Nice. And then stretching up to your right leg. And lifting your right leg up and back and really create stretch from your right leg all the way back into your right hand. Nice. And then bring your knee to the floor. Great. And then step whichever way your computer is facing, step the other foot forward because you're going to face the computer. So end up so that you're in a wide-legged stance on your mat. But I'm sitting because I can't stand. So you're going to be in a wide-legged, your feet are wide, they're wide as they can go, and you're standing up and your hands are on your hips, okay? Nice. And then hands on your hips, just push down into the baby toe side of your feet, stretch through your legs, tuck your tailbone under, feel that you're lengthening up through your spine. There's a sense of length up into the top of your head, and then reach your hands forward and extend up towards the ceiling. Interlock your fingers, and then lean a little bit over towards the right side. And stretch into both legs. You're standing tall, you're leaning over towards the right side. And then all the way back up to center. And then push down into both feet, really feeling the baby toe side of your feet. And lean over to the other side, over towards the left. And back up to center. Nice. So bend your knees and really sit your bum down. So you're not sitting down, you're not grounding, you're trying to keep your spine where it is and bend your knees deeply. And if you need to change the position of your feet to do that, then do that. And then straighten your legs. Nice. And bend your knees again. What does that mean for you to bend your knees deeply? And straighten your legs. Super. So bring both hands to your hips and then bring both hands to your knees. Bring both elbows to your knees and then bring both hands to the floor. So now bend your knees as much as you need to. And have your feet turned in whatever direction they feel right in, because there's no right or wrong. You know, there's some people who say that your feet have to be in a certain place. We're all so different. So find the place where your feet feel comfortable and your knees feel comfortable. And then begin to bend one knee. So you're bending the right knee deeply. You're stretching deeply into the left leg. And then bend the left knee deeply and stretch into the right leg. So you're starting to bend one knee, stretch the other leg. And then bend one knee, stretch the other leg. And go slowly and see if you can find that connectivity that we were doing earlier. So connect into your abdominal muscles and send a sense of strength down into your legs. So as you travel from one side to the other, it's like I often think it's like pulling a thread out of something. You know, how would you really stay in tone, in connection as you bend one knee and rock over in that direction, and then bend the other knee and rock over in that direction. So the next time you bend your right knee, glide both hands over towards the right side and sink a bit deeper down into the bending of your right knee. Nice. And then glide your hands to center. Both legs are straightening a little bit. And then glide both hands over towards the left and bend your left knee deeply. You're stretching into the inner thigh of the right as you deepen a bit deeper. So maybe drop your bum a little bit more. How deep can you really sink down into that left thigh? And then bring both hands to center. Nice. So bring both hands to the right, bend your right knee, and keep your right knee bent and bring your hands to the center. Keep your right knee bent and bring your hands to the left. And now you're going to be stretching into different something. Maybe your right shoulder feels like it's stretching a bit more. Bend the right knee a little bit more and lean a bit more into it. Nice. Bring your hands to center. Straighten both legs. Pause there for a moment. Nice. Bring both hands to the left and then bend the left knee deeply, really sinking down into the left thigh. Keep your left knee bent. Bring both hands into the middle. Keep your left knee bent. Bring both hands to the right and then lean into that shape. Lean into that feeling. Where is this moving you? Where is this stretching you? Nice. Bring your hands to center and just ease out through your legs. Nice. So bend your knees a little bit and then straighten both legs. Bend your knees a little bit and straighten both legs. Great. So bring your right hand to the floor in front of your face. You can bring your feet a little bit closer if you wish to change the angle, and then draw your right hand back, left hand back, and bring your left hand to your hip. Straighten both legs and maybe pull the right hip a little bit more back, stretching into the right side. Nice. Drop your left hand to the floor straight underneath your face and pull the right hand back. So you're pulling your elbow back and your hand is on your hip. Nice. And then lower your hand to the floor. Heel toe your feet towards each other. And bring your elbows to your knees. Just pause there for a moment. Nice. Bring your hands to your knees. Pause there for a moment. And then just do maybe a little pelvic tilt here. So round your back, arch your back. So your hands are on your knees and you're just rounding and arching. It's like you're easing into because your bum is going to be giving out in a moment when we go to stand up. Or maybe it's giving out already. And then rounding your back, slowly roll all the way up and your bum is going to talk to you as you do that. And what mine always does, that ache in the deep of the back of your bum. Bring your hands to your hips and just roll out through your hips. So as you roll, just feel like you're easing into the deep of your hips, the sense of your body. And then roll in the other direction. As you roll, connecting, deepening, lengthening. Oh, super cool. Lovely. So come sit on your mat and face the front, face me, if that's okay. Super. And then so have both legs out long in front of you and then pull your right knee in towards you and hug it in. And you're just going to massage out the back of your hamstrings a little bit and then just pull your knee out to the side and bring it back. So you're just easing your knee in and out. Actually, bring your hand to your right knee. It's a better one. So bring your right hand to your right knee and then just pull your knee out to the side and then back into center. And then out to the side and back into center. And then out to the side and back into center. Great. Hold on behind your thigh. Pull your knee into your chest deeply. And then bring your foot in line with your knee. So our foot is now in line with our knee. And then point your toe and roll your foot in a big circle. And try and squeeze your belly towards your thigh and draw your shoulders back. So you're trying to sit up as tall as you can when you're here. And then roll in the other direction. Nice. Keep your left hand where it is. Bring your right hand to happy baby pose. So your thumb is pointing downwards, your palm is resting into the sole of your foot, and your arm is to the inside of your knee. Okay, so if I was lying on the floor, it would be happy baby pose. Okay, and then slowly begin to stretch your right leg forward. Okay, so if you have anything going on in your lower back, be careful, this is heavy into the lower back, but it's also really gorgeous into the lower back. And then, like a rowboat, pull your right knee back deeply. Nice, and then stretch your leg forward, and then pull it back. Stretch your leg forward, and pull it back. So just feeling that leg goes forward, pull your leg back, leg goes forward, pull your leg back. Right, one more time. Leg goes forward, pull your leg back, and sit up really tall. So as you sit up really tall, you're drawing your knee as far back as you can, draw your shoulder down and create length through your spine. So we're kind of in a lunge position. So when we're in a lunge position when we're on the floor, our knee is where it is now, our hand is more or less where it is now. So create some length through your body. Nice, and then relax your spine, we're going to twist. So change your hands, bring your left hand to the sole of your right foot, bring your right hand behind you, and then pull your right knee till it's in front of your chest and twist towards the right. You can, if you want, straighten your right leg or keep your knee bent. See which one is the right one for you. So we're twisting deeply towards the right, and our right foot is held by our left hand, and we've twisted deeply towards the right with our chest. Nice. Bend your knee, stretch your leg out long in front of you. Roll your shoulders, big circle with your shoulders. And then to the other side. So squeeze the left knee in towards you, hug it in. Hold on to the left knee with your left hand, and then open your knee out to the side. And then come back to center. Open your knee out to the side. Come back to center. Knee out to the side and back to center. Great. Hold on to the back of your knee. Bring your knee the same height, or bring your chest, your thigh towards your chest, and then bring your foot the same height as your knee. Take your left hand and bring it into happy baby pose. So your palm of your hand is sitting onto the arch of your foot, and your thumb is pointing downwards. And then start to draw your knee back beside you, and stretch your leg out long in front of you. Do that a few times. Draw your knee back, and then stretch your leg long. Draw your knee back, stretch your leg long, pull your knee back, stretch your leg long. Yes, one more time. Pull your knee back and stretch your leg long. Next time you pull your knee back, stay there. So holding on, deeply pull your knee back and sit up really tall. Just have a sense of length through your spine, length through your body. Change. So bring your right hand across to hold on to the sole of your foot. Bring your left hand behind you and twist towards the left. So you can have your knee bent, or you can stretch your left leg long. We'll see which one is right for you. As you twist, create length through your spine, really pushing down into both heels, feeling both sit bones pushing into the floor. So how do you connect into both sit bones and create length down through the whole of that left leg? Either knee bent or leg straight. Nice. Release. Bring both legs forward. Great. And then slowly scooches up to the front of your mat. Slowly rolling back. So as you roll back, just draw your knees up towards your chest. Squeeze your knees deeply down towards you. And just rock from side to side. As you rock, as you ease from one side to the other, just appreciate the wellness of you, like the incredible ability you have and your ability to listen. So listening isn't that you do everything, it's that you allow yourself to sometimes not do certain ones or do them slightly differently. Adapting, learning what you need, getting a prop if you need it. And then roll like there's a clock on the back of your pelvis. And then in the other direction, rolling, easing. Nice, stretch both legs up towards the ceiling. And you can either just leave your legs straight up towards the ceiling or roll up into some version of that, or you can bring your feet wide with your legs up towards the ceiling as such, and drop your feet down so they're, or you can hold on to your heels. See which one suits you, either feet wide with your legs up, or legs up, feet together and roll up into a low plow, or some kind of a shoulder stand or something if you wish. And just find whichever version of that suits you right now. And just lengthening into that, easing into that. Just be here for a minute or so. Notice how your body is in this pose, what it's doing, how it is, how you listen to it. Nice. Slowly coming out of whatever you're in. Bend your knees, squeeze your knees onto your chest. And then either lowering your feet down to have your knees bent, or you can have your legs stretched out, or whatever version of relaxation suits you. Coming into your relaxation pose, the shape that holds you. And just find your rest. Feel that you can use support, so a little bolster, a block, a blanket. Knees bent, legs straight, one leg straight, one knee bent. And see what's right for you. Just check in. Did you listen to yourself? Did you hear the sensations of your body and respond and be with all of that? Can you be with all of this right now? Just this moment in your body. It's perhaps a bit cooler in the room you're in. Maybe you're warmer, maybe you're not. Maybe you can feel the sense of the yoga in your body. Often my skin feels a lot smoother and I feel more roundy in my body, like I have an outer layer of connection to the whole of my body. Maybe you feel the weight of you, the volume of your buttocks, the lower back, your shoulders, your arms, the back of your head. And then just taking a deep breath and stretching into your arms, reaching into your toes, and maybe there's there's a stretch, maybe there isn't, who knows. And you're stretching down through one leg, stretching down through the other leg, maybe extending your legs upwards or squeezing your knees in or rolling over, or whichever way that you arrive